detailed for the front view. So as I draw this, I'm probably looking at this guy right here, as opposed to the two squares stacked on top of each other, or this three squares in a row. So I'm gonna start this guy, and again, I'm gonna turn on my ortho, and I'm gonna do a 3-inch line by 1 high, over 1, up 1, over 1, down 1, over 1, close that guy out. Anybody need more time for that one? So this is one of those ones that people get tripped up on. If I'm going with this spacing of 2.75, the common part of this is that I'm going to go off of the corner here, right? But as I go up 2.75 from there, you're going to notice that that leaves me 1 inch short. So you got to be really careful. Even though it's not the leftmost edge, I need to go off the topmost point. So from that top corner, I'm going to go up to 2.75. I'm going to put in that layout line. Now at the end of this guy, I'm going to need to draw this top view, which if you take a look here, it's going to be a square, a square, a square. All of these guys are 1 by 1. So if I start in the middle, I kind of have a choice of which way I can go. I can either go to the right or to the left. It really doesn't matter. But I need to make sure that I'm putting all 3 of these guys in. So I'm going to go 1 that way, 1 that way. And again, as I can touch off on these corners using that object snap tracking, it's a really nice tool to have. I can tell that this thing is actually 3 just by touching the corner and getting the line. So there's my basic layout. And this guy, I'm going to go ahead and add in these squares. So I should get something that looks like that for my top. For the right side, it's going to be kind of the same process. I'm going to go off the farthest right corner, 2.75 there. And again, I'm just going to kind of touch off at the top. I know that this thing is 1 inch wide. So I should have something that looks like that for my right hand side. Lose anybody on that one? All right, so as I'm putting the dimensions in on this guy, it's going to be kind of the same process. I'm going to do 2 of the parts here. And then an overall. the overall is going to work a little bit funny. So I'm going to do from one corner to the next, and then I'm going to pause at that top corner, and then pull up slowly. That's going to give my object snap tracking a reference. Okay, so if I pause at that corner, you're going to notice it looks kind of something like that. So this kind of goes like this. I'm going to go dimension, I'm going to click that corner, and then I'm just going to just pause there for a second at the top corner, and then pull up kind of slowly. You should notice that the green line follows you, and now it's using that guy as a reference. So 1.75 from there.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
So, use your words. What is this?
This guy?
Yeah.
Okay. So if I'm going dimension,
Yeah.
just doing the linear, I'm going to click this guy, and then I'm just going to pause at one of those top corners because I want to use that as a snap reference. So I'm going to touch that guy and then kind of pull up slowly, and I should find that my object snap tracking follows me with that. Messed that up 3 times.
So that should be 2.75 for the first one, for the big one.
It's 1.75.
Or 1.75.
Yep.
Big one.
So
Why is it?
Yep.
That's too high.
Do you get two dimensions, 230 dimensions, like
In one pole, like your one and your one.
not that I know of.
So you pulled those two up separately, the one.
It did, yeah.
you just line them up?
I did, and that query goes with the, like if I already have one, and I'm just gonna, click these guys, I just touch that.
Okay.
That way I know they're perfectly in line. That's what I was kind of saying to Brett, is that the reality is I don't care what they are as long as they're consistent. Does that make sense?
Yep, yep.
So I came up with the values because they were easy to know, like when you're first starting. But when you're doing this, there really isn't like a set number. What you want them is in rows. So when you look across the drawing, you can find all the partials in one row, all the overalls in another row. It's kind of similar to like if you've ever seen architectural floor plans, when they have like when they're doing room sizes, they're all in one row. They should be. You could look through the whole house; they're all in one row. Same idea here. Yeah, Ben.
Shouldn't some of, like that second one, shouldn't they have a hidden line? Sort of like, it's not
Here,
you're right.
the reason that's not a hidden line is because it lines up directly with the other corner. There'll be one here in a minute that'll have a hidden line. It'll probably make it more sense. When they line up directly, like that guy, the object line takes precedence, so you don't see the hidden line.